say jingle bells.
We didn't plan that. I don't know if you can tell or not, but we did it anyway. Merry Christmas, everybody. This is the bottom of the stream movie show Christmas special.
Merry Christmas. My name's Nick.
My name's Adam.
We're here to talk about a movie. It's a Christmas movie.
We are.
It's a Bulgarian Christmas movie.
It's a Bulgarian Christmas musical.
Smart Christmas.
At Halloween, we don't do horror movies.
No.
Because we do a lot of horror movies throughout the year.
Yes.
At Christmas, we do Christmas movies.
Yes.
Even though we do tend to do Christmas movies throughout the year.
No, occasionally.
Occasionally one just pops up.
Yeah.
This is we're going to talk about Smart Christmas. Smart Christmas was released in 2018. It has a U rating for Universal. It is clocks in at exactly 1 hour and 30 minutes and is currently rated at IMDb at 4.6 out of 10 from 140 reviews.
Oh my
worldwide.
word!
There's even less on Letterboxd. I think there's 28 reviews on Letterboxd.
Okay.
This is niche.
Because why would you go and review this thing that it was in my sort of imagining is just something that was on Bulgarian TV a few Christmases ago?
I think that's exactly what it is. I think it's just a Bulgarian TV film that somehow, in some way, managed to find itself onto British Netflix.
Yeah, and whatever TV station has made a few quid from
selling the rights to it.
And here we are.
It's incredible. Do you want me to read the synopsis?
Love to.
This film tells the story of a young boy who finds himself in Santa's workshop and changes completely the old-fashioned production processes with ultra-modern high-tech production line.
It just tells you what happens.
It's exactly what happens in this movie. It's exactly what happens. This film stars lots of Bulgarians that you will have never heard of. There's not a single person in this film who has a picture on IMDb. There are also, most of them are not even credited, so I can't even tell you who plays who. I know that Krastyu Lafazanov plays Santa Claus.
Okay.
He's the only one who has a character name next to his name.
Okay.
So nobody's got any pictures. Nobody's got any credits. One's credited as Elf. Everybody in it's an elf except for the kid and Santa. Written and directed by Maria Veselinova.
Okay.
Maria Veselinova has 2 credits on IMDb. One as an actress and one as a director.
Ooh.
She played a ghost in Bufferna Zona.
Oh, amazing.
In 2014. And somehow then went on to direct a Christmas film and write a Christmas film in 2018. That's the only 2 things she's ever done in her career. So, there's a lot to talk about here, but there's also, at the same time, not a lot to talk about here.
I know. I don't... we'll see how we get on. I don't know if we can... I'm going to let me just say, I apologise now if this is a short episode.
This will be a short
because
episode.
Because it feels like there's not a tremendous amount to get our teeth into in this movie.
No, there's really not.
But we've said that before and been surprised.
Yeah, we've sat here 2 hours later and
so
still
let's
chatting
see
away.
what happens.
Have you got one word review?
Balkan baubles.
Balkan baubles. Nice. I like it. Where does this film start, Nick?
Interestingly, just cold open.
Just cold straight in. No, I thought, why is there an advert starting at the start of this film? Because it's filmed. The start of this film
no
filmed
titles,
like an advert.
No credits.
Yeah,
just
nothing. Straight in.
Is a kid sitting at a dinner table.
Yep, family dinner.
Playing on his phone.
Yep.
And they're having a feast.
Yeah, they're having like a proper
we don't know
movie
at this
family
point,
Christmas dinner.
But yeah, we find out through the course of the first few minutes of the film. It's Christmas Eve.
Yes. And they're sitting down to this, movie families sit down and have these wonderful, loving Christmas meals.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening here. Dad gets his selfie stick out. He's
He does.
taking happy family shots.
It might have been my favourite, a very early favourite part of this movie, was that it actually showed a little bit of subtlety because he's taking the selfie. He wants to show off how happy families they're playing. And as soon as he puts the camera down,
everything changes.
They all ignore each other.
Yeah.
And they're looking at technology. So dad's watching an action flick.
Yeah.
Mum's on her phone.
Both kids are on their phone.
The kid's on his phone. It's only the little daughter who's
talking
and everyone's ignoring her.
Yeah, she's like 5 maybe.
She's asking, when Santa coming, I want to see Santa. She's an excited kid.
She's an excited kid.
And everyone else in the family is just
Horrible.
ignoring her for all these various bits of technology that they're watching.
Absolutely. So she's about 5. Marty is the boy. I think the film calls him 10. The synopsis calls him 9. So we're going around there somewhere. He doesn't want to play with his sister. He's a cool kid. He doesn't want to play with his little sister at Christmas. So he goes back into his room, locks himself in his room to play some video games. But he can't get away from her because she's managed to get hold of his phone. So she entices him outside to
Yeah, she's like,
She's obsessed with it being snowy, and it's not snowy.
Yeah.
It's Christmas, so
she's balled up a load of paper, thrown it at the window. She's like, I've got your phone, play with me, or I'm going to destroy it.
Did you see her trying to throw the snowballs at the window from downstairs? And she was missing by... She wasn't even in the downstairs windows.
That 5-year-old girl threw like a 5-year-old girl.
She did. But then in the shots of the window, then they're hitting the window really hard. It's quite funny because there's no way she's throwing those snowballs.
We went to the school Christmas fair last week.
Oh, yeah.
Last Friday evening.
Yeah.
And both my kids, I've got 6-year-old and 9-year-old, both had a go at knocking Santa off the chimney.
Okay.
And my oldest kid was pretty good.
I'm not surprised.
The third
Very
one
sporty.
did it, hit him.
Right.
Santa's down. My youngest, let me just say, scattergun would be kind. In fact, she peppered both the stalls either side of the stall we were aiming at.
Bless her.
So, yes, I can well agree that it was not realistic, the throwing of this 5-year-old girl.
You've got one sporty kid and one not so sporty kid is what we found out there. To be fair, with your youngest, I'm surprised you didn't go and clothesline him off or something.
Well, exactly.
So they go back to they appear to share a room, these kids.
Yeah, there's bunk beds involved.
There's bunk beds, yeah. And she gets into bed and then realises that she's forgotten to write a letter to Santa.
Yeah.
Which her brother usually helps her do.
And I presume this is more a Bulgarian tradition, is you leave the letter out on Christmas Eve.
So it seems like you leave the letter out, the elves come and pick it up, and then go back to Lapland and then deliver your presents.
Yeah, in the morning.
There's a lot of logistics for one night. You feel like it could get done earlier. So he says he'll write her a letter for her just to shut her up.
I'll do it for you. Yeah. What do you want?
She wants a pink-eared elephant.
Cuddly elephant.
Elephant with pink ears.
So he writes, please bring my sister, or please bring me, because he's writing as his sister, a venomous spider.
Yeah, because he's a dick.
Yeah.
And at this point, he's a dick. He's horrible to
he's an absolute douchebag. Yeah.
This 10-year-old kid is a douchebag. I didn't really understand, if we're going on like this whole film as a whole, who's the good guys and who's the bad guys here? The things change quite a lot throughout the film of who I'm supposed to be getting behind.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? At this point, Marty's a dick.
Yeah.
And then later on, there's another dick. And then everybody goes back to liking the first dick. There's a lot going on. Anyway, he falls asleep at his desk. She's in bed.
It's terrible parenting.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody's been put to bed.
They've not checked on these kids.
No.
He's just fallen asleep on his desk.
There's technology. It's just ruined these parents. They're terrible at it. So he's fallen asleep at his desk. She's fallen asleep in bed. And a couple of elves show up in their house, in their room. Yeah. This is Speedy and Sleepy, are these two elves.
Sure, the fat one eats all the food, because that's the level of comedy we're at, pretty much. And he keeps falling asleep.
Yeah. They can't find the letter, because they're incompetent elves. But eventually they do find it. He's fallen asleep on it.
Yeah.
And one's like concerned about waking him up, but the other one just lifts his arm up and
there's all this comedy stuff of how trying to reach the letter, and then the fat elf just comes and lifts the kid's arm up. And then they leave through the magic wardrobe. Yeah, sure. The portal back to Lapland
is through their magic wardrobe.
It's through the wardrobe.
Yeah. They have to ring a bell.
Yes, the elves have got a bell.
The elves have got a bell, which opens up a magic portal back to Lapland. So they do that, and then somehow manage to drop their bell.
And I will just say, it won't be the first time it's mentioned.
I've also got a question at this point.
These elves are useless.
Yes.
All of the elves are useless.
100%. That's a thing this film has intentionally gone out and done.
Yeah.
How
has Christmas ever happened in this country?
I don't think, God knows. No idea. What I want to know is, right, when we get back to Lapland in a little while, all these letters are being delivered, which they're sorting.
Yeah.
Why do they have to personally go and pick this one up?
Don't know.
I didn't understand this.
No.
It didn't make any sense. They just seem to pick one up and then all the rest get delivered.
Yeah, makes no sense.
No, it didn't make any sense. Marty is the young boy. He was awoken by the elf. But
leaving.
And he finds the bell on the floor because they've dropped their magic portal bell.
Yeah. So he picks the end of the bell up.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Well, I've got a sore throat.
Okay.
He does. He
rings it. He rings the bell.
He does. He rings the bell.
By its end.
And it opens up the magic portal in the wardrobe again.
Yeah, it does. He's off. He's off through the portal.
Cool. Well, you would. If you've seen a magic portal on Christmas Eve, what else are you going to do? So he does, and we end up he finds himself in Santa's workshop.
Yeah.
He's kind of hidden away. He's in like a clock room, I guess.
Yeah, clock room. Yeah.
It's the room behind the clock.
It's the mechanics. It's the postal sorting type room. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know.
All the letters drop through the clock. It's
very strange.
Yeah.
And this is the point now. So Marty's hiding now, and we meet some of our other characters in this film.
Yeah.
We meet Grafter, who is the head elf, the boss.
He's the
boss man that nobody likes.
Charge of this production line.
Yeah, and he's basically he tells them that they've all got to start working faster because they're not working fast enough.
This guy's not got the spirit of Christmas.
No, not at all.
That's like the whole thing on raison d'etre for being an elf. And this guy's a square, man.
Yeah, absolutely. He's like a horrible boss.
Yeah.
They're not working fast enough to get Christmas done. They have to get Christmas done by midnight, so Santa can then go out on his sleigh and deliver all these presents.
They've got to check all the letters.
Yeah, they have to check all of the letters by midnight.
So Santa can load the toys, I guess?
Santa can load the sleigh so he can go through the magic portal on his sleigh.
Yeah.
But he never did go through a magic portal, but that's what they said he was going to do. And to do this, they've got to achieve 372 letters a minute.
Okay.
That's how many they've got to check. And then they send off Speedy to check the letterbox.
Yeah, because letters are still coming in.
Letters are still coming in. They're not being delivered by the elves personally. They're coming in through some magic way.
But like you say, they had to go and collect this one letter.
One letter from this one kid, yeah. Speedy's a forgetful guy. He should be called Forgetty rather than Speedy.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I don't know why he's called Speedy when he's so forgetful.
And he's not especially fast.
No.
Not once does he display that character trait.
He likes candy.
Yeah.
Quite a lot. And he's forgetful. There are his two character traits.
Yes.
They're the only two things we learn about him in this film.
Maybe it was a translation.
Maybe it is a translation
on the subtitles.
Who knows? So they send him off to check the letterbox to see if any more letters have come in.
He forgets.
He instantly, as soon as he turns around the corner, he instantly forgets and winds the clock instead.
Yeah.
And then
the shitloads of letters.
Yeah, hundreds, millions.
He ignores them.
Yeah,
which again, even if he has forgotten what he's been sent to do, he's an elf.
Yeah.
His job is to sort letters.
Yeah.
Why would he ignore the letters?
Because he's forgetful. That's me. Because at this point, I was like, this is a really weird film. Oh, now they're singing.
Yeah.
A really random song number pops out.
In words I'd never thought I'd written in this combination. Cue Bulgarian letter sorting song.
Yeah. It's basically a song about them not wanting to work, wanting to take a break, and about hot chocolate.
They're lazy elves.
Yeah, they are.
And they just want to, drink hot chocolate.
And Grafter, who decided that they needed to work 372 letters a minute, not 2 minutes ago.
He's like,
gives them a chance to have a break.
Yeah, if you're telling me there's hot chocolate about...
I'm going to have a break.
Yeah.
He's got like an egg timer that he turns upside down, and that's how long they can have a break for. And they do this whole song and dance number, the whole cast do this whole song and dance number for ages. And it's not bad. It's
fine.
It's fine.
It's probably the best one of the three songs.
Yeah, there's only 3 songs in this Christmas
and
musical.
I don't think 3 songs a musical make.
I don't either, especially when one of them's a rap battle.
We'll come to that.
We'll come to that in a moment.
Because that is possibly the nadir of this movie.
Yeah, that happens. They get back to work just as his egg time is finished, and this whole thing is like it never happened in the first place. Then they call their 35th meeting of the day.
Yes.
Because they have to decide if Antonio Bellini is a nice boy or a naughty boy. So whenever they're not sure, they all stop working, they call a company meeting, and they discuss it until they decide.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot like my office, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Let's just have a meeting to decide something.
They have to review the evidence.
Yep, they review the evidence.
Which is on like a scroll, isn't it?
Yes.
Or in a big book.
So they read out some things that Antonio Bellini's done over the years and eventually decide that he's naughty.
Yeah.
So he goes on the naughty list.
My next line is then... in my notes is nothing happens for ages.
Very true. My next line is they've still not spotted Marty. Yeah. He's just walking around this place. They're checking. So they found a quality control issue on one of the toys at one point.
That's my next.
They find a thread
a
loose thread in a teddy bear, which Grafter's not happy about.
And then I put, this guy's a psycho. But to be fair, all the elves are incompetent.
Yeah, he's got an incompetent workforce.
So I can see how he's been driven to this.
You can see why this boss man has been. Yeah, you really can. This is my point about who am I supposed to be following here? Who's my good guy? Who's my bad guy?
Because so far, the kid's an asshole.
Yeah,
the lead elf's a dickhead,
and all the elves are shit.
All the elves are lazy incompetence.
And we've not even met Santa Claus yet. You wait till we meet this guy.
And none of the comedies hit.
No.
Did you at any point raise a smile in this movie?
No.
No, me neither.
No. I don't think so. Maybe if I come to it, but it's very Christmassy though. It's all green and red and clockwork
I'll give a positive.
The set's good.
That was exactly what I was going to say.
The set is good. The Santa's Workshop set is good.
Pretty good set.
Yeah, it is. And the costumes are good. They look like little elves. They've all got pointy ears and green and red costumes. And then a present starts to move on its own, which really confuses them because that's never happened before.
It's pretty human-sized, this present.
Yeah, it's pretty human-sized and it's moving on its own and they don't know what to do, so they just put it in a lift and just lock it in this lift. And obviously, Marty's in this present. He goes up in this lift. I can't turn my page. And we meet Santa for the first time.
Sure. Santa's in his office.
He's in his office, which is upstairs, up at the top of this lift. And he's planning his route.
He is.
He's deciding where he needs to head to.
He's got this, like, wooden contraption on the wall.
Yeah.
That he's basically
works out how
plotting
far
his route.
things are and how we can get to where.
And again, it kind of feels like he's never done this before.
Yeah.
Because he's all at a fluster.
Yeah, it's surely the same route every year.
Oh, you would have thought so.
Makes sense.
We're not adding... we're adding more people, but we're not adding...
We're even adding countries occasionally, but the landmass is still the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, he's trying to decide if he should go...
Santa's stupid as well, because he's like...
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Oh, Stockholm. Where's Stockholm?
Then he's deciding whether he should go to Belarus or Ukraine first.
Yeah. It's like, well, why are you changing it up, mate?
Just do what he did last year.
As far as I know, you manage to pull this off every year.
Yeah. Maybe he's a new Santa.
Maybe.
Who knows? He gets interrupted and told to stop working because he needs to have his photo taken.
Yes.
Whilst this happens, Marty is standing blatantly in his office.
Yeah, kind of. Well, he was behind the door.
He was behind the door, but the door gets closed.
Yeah.
So he's literally just standing there. Nobody spots him still at this point. And then he just covers his eyes and stands up against the wall, and that's the way to hide.
Yeah, apparently.
This kid was also wearing yellow jeans and a red top. So he's not like he's inconspicuous in his clothing.
He's got like red Converse on as well.
Yeah,
so he's pretty bright.
And eventually, just as the shutter goes off on the camera, Santa spots him, which ruins his photo. And
and the comedy is like we see the photo and it's Santa being like
all surprised,
open-mouthed and surprised.
It's quite a good picture. And he asks Marty. Well, he doesn't ask Marty. Marty starts helping him out on his route of where to go.
Yeah.
Nobody seems very shocked that this kid. Santa certainly doesn't seem very shocked that this kid's here.
Yeah.
I feel like it happens every year.
Santa's not fazed by this kid being here.
No, not at all. And he starts asking him trivia questions, geography trivia questions. Where's Stockholm? What's Bulgaria's capital called? It's just like, I don't need a geography quiz in the middle of this Bulgarian Christmas movie.
And Marty's like, well, I need to get home. When can I get home?
Yeah.
Santa's like, well, let's go and talk to Grafter.
Yeah.
We'll work it out.
Let's go back downstairs. We'll have a chat with Grafter.
All the elves
Yeah.
are running scared when this kid turns
Yeah,
up.
they've never seen a kid awake before, I guess. And we find out from Grafter that the tunnel won't reopen now.
The
portal, because all the letters have been delivered. So the next time...
Even though the elves, from what we know, decided to open the portal with the bell.
But now they've got all the letters.
They can't.
They can't reopen the portal. There's no reason for them to.
And he says the portal won't reopen again until the sleigh leaves.
Yes.
Santa leaves on his sleigh.
Famously, towards the end of this movie, Santa leaves on a sleigh that doesn't go through a portal.
No.
But we'll come to that towards the end. Yeah, so Marty's basically stuck there until Santa can leave on his sleigh. But it's also a bad omen to have a child in Santa's workshop,
They do say
apparently.
that.
That's
superstitious elves.
Superstitious elves.
And then, as if things can't get any worse, because Speedy never checked that letterbox, it kind of explodes.
Yeah, it just explodes. There's too many letters.
And letters rain down.
Yeah, just
across
as he says,
the workshop.
That's just as he says, what's the worst that could happen? Santa says, well, maybe it's a bad omen, but what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
And then the letterbox explodes and letters rain down all over them.
As you've said earlier, it's at this point when I'm questioning the logistics of leaving this a bit, till Christmas Eve.
Logistics don't add up.
No.
At this point, Grafter reveals that now this has happened, he doesn't think that they will make it through this in time.
No.
He doesn't think they've got enough time left now.
They've got a resource problem here.
They've got an issue. And because of that, the tunnel won't open, because if the letters haven't all been checked, Santa doesn't go to anybody.
Yeah.
So that's also a problem.
So Marty's like, well, what does that mean? And Santa says, well, basically, if we don't get all these letters done it means you're stuck here till this time next year when we get another go at it.
If I don't check one letter, then nobody gets any presents, and we get another go next year, so you're stuck here for a year.
Yeah.
Because the portal won't open.
Sure. Okay.
So Marty's like, well, why don't you use technology?
Use
the internet.
Use computers.
Yeah. And Santa's like, our computers don't work here.
Yeah,
he doesn't know what the internet is.
Yeah, but it's just like, well, computers will fix it.
Yeah.
What?
The internet will fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Marty basically demonstrates the power of the internet to Santa.
He Googles a load of trivia
He
answers.
does. He's like, it's all about...
Santa's like, how much body fat's on a reindeer?
Yeah.
I'm not... That's true.
That's one of the questions.
Yeah, that is one of the questions. And he's stunned that Marty can pull all these correct answers out of thin air.
Instantly, yeah. And it's like distance. Stockholm comes up again. How far Stockholm is away and all this. So, and Santa's like, okay, maybe we should give this a go.
Yeah.
Maybe technology's not a bad idea. We'll give it a go. However, you do need to see something before we agree to do this to Marty. So he's taken Marty on like an assistant now.
Yes,
he's his best mate. So they get in the lift and they suddenly go down
past the workshop,
really fast to like an underground level, to a couple of metal doors that say elf-free zone on them. So
do not enter.
Do not enter.
Santa
no elves
only.
allowed. Santa only. They open these doors, and what's sitting inside? An elf is sitting inside. It's just inside the doors.
Yeah, but basically, Santa's got a secret technology Uber tech lab.
Yeah, so
like Elon Musk.
In the last few years is the word he used.
Yeah.
Kids have wanted technology for Christmas. Bearing in mind, this film was released in 2018.
Yeah. It's like, we've noticed more requests coming in for like
tablets,
phones, laptops, phones. Because all we've seen so far is all these elves upstairs. They're just making the traditional wooden toys.
Yeah, teddy bears. That sort of shit.
So what Santa's effectively telling us here is that for years he's been getting requests for all these technology presents, but he's been ignoring them, or has he been sneaking them away from
without the elves
upstairs?
Because we find out at this point when they invented the tablet computer.
Yes,
the elves invented the tablet computer, and when Grafter was showing it off to the rest of the elves, it somehow made him become human.
Yeah.
He lost his elf ears, which makes him become a normal, everyday human.
Yeah.
Which is why he's miserable.
Yeah.
Not happy-go-lucky Christmas guy like the elves.
Allergic to technology.
Or so we are led to believe. He's got like techno elves downstairs.
Yeah, I'd call them like space elves because they're all in like...
Yeah, because elves can't touch technology.
Hazmat suits.
They have to dress like... Well, they look like monkeys. They're like monkeys in hazmat suits.
Yeah.
But I've called them techno elves all the way through.
That's fine.
So he goes back upstairs. Him and Marty go back upstairs. And Marty gets a job. He gets promoted to Grafter's assistant.
Yeah.
Which roughly translates in this movie to Grafter's boss. Because he just takes over.
Sure. And Santa's like, right, if this is going to work, we're going to meet this deadline. We need to modernise the workshop.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done no work through any of this.
No, the elves are still
falling
sitting
even
around
further behind.
Further behind. So he brings up the techno elves.
Yeah.
And the regular elves are absolutely terrified of the techno elves.
Yeah.
Because, well, you would be if you see... I'll put a picture in the Discord. They're pretty terrifying looking things. So what Santa's done is taken precautions that no regular elves have to ever touch any of the technology.
Yes.
Because they can't, because they'll turn human. So they have this like mega supercomputer at the front of the workshop now, which looks like something from the 80s.
It does, yeah.
I don't know what's happened there. And then one of them, I didn't catch her name. She was a female elf.
She was like the lead lady elf.
I think she was the only lady elf.
Possibly.
She touches this computer.
Yeah, because she's like, I think she tries to hit it. Or But anyway, she comes into contact with this big screen computer at the front of the
So then the techno elves chase her down and eventually put her in a tube.
It's like, in Monsters Inc. when the monster gets a sock on him.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
It's like that, and they put her in a quarantine tube.
Yeah,
But I'm doing inverted commas, the funny bit here is that she's inside this tube, which is soundproof.
Yeah.
And she's trying to communicate to Grafter and Santa, who are standing in front of her arguing, that she's still an elf.
She's still, nothing's happened. It's fine.
She's
my
retained
ears are still
her
here.
ears.
Nothing has happened. Let me out of this tube. She even points to her ears at one point, and they're like...
And they just ignore her.
Yeah, just completely ignore her.
Fucking sexist elf and Santa.
So then the rest of the elves band together in a they become like an army of
an angry mob
of elves, and they start genuinely beating up this computer.
Yes,
it's like a giant screen. It's like it's not like a computer.
Hitting it with candy canes.
They're just battering it.
They think that it has swallowed Santa.
Yeah,
because Santa's gone back to his office
and he's doing a video call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
So they start beating it up. But then this happens. Then the rap battle starts.
Yeah.
So it starts off with Grafter singing a song. They're basically an anti-technology song.
Yeah.
Marty's response to this is to rap at him.
I just put, this is awful. I felt sorry for this kid because he was given an absolute hospital passer. He can't pull off this rap.
No, and he's not bad all the way through this.
No,
he's quite good at what he does, but this is bad.
Oh, it's really bad.
It's a Bulgarian 10-year-old rapping at an adult, but it's unusual.
But it's not. It felt to me like they could have helped him out in the edit a bit. It's not in time with the music.
No,
it doesn't.
It's awful. And then Grafter starts rapping back at him as well.
Terrible sequence.
It's cringy. It's really cringy. It made me feel uncomfortable that this kid was being put through it. So then we come out of the rap battle and nothing's changed. We're still going to use the technology.
Yeah, but all the elves' workstations have turned into
they've got their
iPads.
They've got their own desks with a tablet now, so they can all work. So their tablets are connected to the supercomputer, and Marty gives them now a demo on how the supercomputer works.
I don't know how he's learnt this.
No, he invented it. I think he invented it.
How long does it take to program this? Anyway, they've got a satellite uplink.
Yeah.
So they've got to review another kid's naughtiness.
Yeah.
But they can do it by actually watching satellite footage of the evidence.
Yeah.
Through the year.
Yes.
I don't know how they've gone back and got that.
No idea. They must have had it all along. So Grafter starts to call another meeting, but by the time he calls the meeting, Marty's already decided that this kid was naughty as well, to be fair.
Because he... You saw him tripping a guy over.
Wasn't that the later one?
Oh, was that the later one?
I think that was the later one. I think this is the girl who puts the friend's face in the cake.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
It was a girl, wasn't it? Yeah. And she was classed as naughty
apologies.
Because at her birthday party she pushed her friend's face into a cake. Grafter then randomly has a fight with the techno elves.
Yeah.
Takes them all. He literally beats them all. He takes them out one by one and beats them all.
And then we get this weird subplot of Santa suddenly suffering from body dysmorphia.
Yeah, because his coat doesn't fit.
Yeah,
his Santa coat
can't
doesn't fit
his coat on to get out into the obviously cold wintry night, and he decides he needs to lose some weight.
Yes,
but luckily there's a weight loss app.
There's an app for that
on the new computer system
because he's now got a computer screen up in his room as well, which has replaced his old wooden map thing.
So basically, for the next 10 to 15 minutes of this film, we cut between.
That's all he does for the rest of the film.
The elves working and Santa doing a hit.
Yeah, hit workout
session.
Yeah, Marty says, "Look, I've got you a personal trainer. It's like a VR personal trainer in front of you. Choose your ideal body type." This was weird as well. So there was like a list of different.
I'm not a fan of this. This was not a positive promoter of body image. This section.
There's not a lot of positivity about this film. He gets to choose whether he wants to be uber muscly Santa, slightly muscly Santa, really, really skinny Santa, or normal Santa.
Yeah.
And he chooses normal Santa, which he already is.
Yes.
It's just his coat doesn't fit. So this lady, fitness instructor, basically puts him on a hit plan.
I like to think this was actually Bulgarian version of who's our famous fitness person? Mr. Motivator.
Mr. Motivator. Yeah, maybe it was.
Like a cameo.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I bet it wasn't, but it'd be really cool if it was. So he chooses the shape that he wants.
And somehow as well as it being an app that, a virtual app that makes him do a hit workout, the system somehow electrifies all the cakes around the room.
He can't eat any cakes anymore.
When he goes to touch a cupcake, he gets an electric shock. Technologically speaking, that is tremendously advanced.
It really is. Because he can also talk in live real time to this fitness instructor who isn't there.
Yeah.
And Marty goes back down. Marty introduces Santa to this, and then he goes back downstairs. And it turns out
the elves have still not started work.
Even though he showed them what to do, they haven't done it.
So we have to give them a pep talk.
Because they also don't know how to turn the tablets on. He forgot to tell them how to turn them on, even though they've got big on buttons on. Yeah. And then I've written here, the navigation elf isn't happy. There was an elf with
I've put the navigation elf is out of a job.
He was never given a name, I don't think. But he'd lost his job.
So his role previously was to man the periscope.
He had a periscope.
And I think he was like,
Don't know
whether
where
he
it
was
was
looking
going,
out for
but
the weather or
maybe. But he's lost his job.
But that's all done now. That's all computerized.
Yeah, they don't need him anymore. So Marty's like, I've got you a better job, don't worry. And then he becomes the guy who just delivers the letters to the elves at the table, like the post boy.
Yeah.
But the best line in this film comes in this scene. I don't know if you spotted it or not.
I'm not sure. Go on.
So he says, the navigation elf's like, you've ruined my office. And Marty says, I've not ruined it, I've upgraded it. And he says, upgrade your granny.
No, I didn't see that.
It's really made me laugh. So yes, I did laugh at one point during the film.
Yeah, I missed that.
Go upgrade your granny, he says. It really made me laugh. But yeah, then he gets the job as the post boy. And the supercomputer now reveals that 22% of the work is complete.
Yeah, they've
so they're getting there, but they've still got a long way to go.
Then possibly the only good reason I can think of this movie existing.
Yes.
Is that
I think the reason this movie exists.
You basically get an internet safety public service announcement.
100%. I've written the computer reads them the rules of the internet.
Yeah. Which is pretty much verbatim to some of the stuff my kids have had at school.
Yeah.
You know, it's that old, don't talk to anyone you don't know. Don't share any pictures.
Don't send images of yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do all this.
Yeah. It's internet safety for kids.
The internet is evil is the point of this film.
Yeah.
That's the story of this film.
Okay.
Or one of the stories of this film. We cut back upstairs. Santa's still working out. He's still he's doing his hit workout.
He puts a hula hoop on. And he can't hula.
He can't because he's too fat.
Yeah.
And it fits.
It looks like he's wearing a belt.
He tries to hula hoop, but it fits.
Yeah.
He basically just sticks around him. But he still does the hip motion. Then something I didn't really understand what was going on here.
I know what you're going to say, and I didn't either.
The where the guy's face turned blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what they were trying to say, I think Grafter had set it up.
I think they were trying to show that the technology wasn't working.
I think the internet is bad because it turns your face blue.
Yeah.
Was a story. Speedy's face has gone blue, and they're blaming.
I think
the
it was it was those two trying to go. Oh no, we need to go back to the old ways because look, we're using the computers and the internet, and it's turned Speedy's face blue.
Yeah, but Marty's like, well, the internet doesn't do that, so I need to Google what does do that. And I think you've revealed that eating too much candy makes your face.
No, the internet told him. I thought it just told him lollipops.
Oh, lollipops turn your face blue.
Yeah, but by literally.
Oh, by painting yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because then he went up to him, licked him, and was like, oh, kiwi.
Yeah, he did lick him. That was weird, wasn't
it? and Speedy was like, oh, yeah, he found me out. I've covered my face with candy.
Yeah, it was a really weird segment. Whether it got lost in translation or not. I was like, what has happened here? Yeah, it was really strange. Santa's still working out, but he's had enough now, so he needs to try some alternative methods.
And then going slightly against the... Yeah. Sorry, carry on. So yeah, he's still working out.
Yeah, so he asked the fitness lady for some alternative weight loss methods.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Oh, you could drink really cold water.
Okay,
because if you drink really cold water, your body will use 1 calorie, bringing it up to body temperature. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it's possibly true. You could also try just laughing constantly because apparently that burns a lot of calories. But he wasn't up for any of them. So I don't really understand what he did, but he stopped working out anyway.
We cut back downstairs then. And basically, because this process is now flowing so fast.
It's pretty much gone automated.
The computer's doing all the work. And the elves are just sitting around like, well, what should we do? So Marty's like, I'll show you something great on the internet.
Yeah.
Elf book.
Yeah, set yourself up an elf book profile.
So let's just, because Facebook needs help, doesn't it?
Yeah. In 2018.
Kids, be careful on the internet. But also,
social media's great.
Yeah, set up a Facebook account.
Do you think Facebook would be better if it was called Human Book?
Oh, 100%.
As opposed to Elf Book?
Yeah.
So yeah, they do. They all set themselves up an elf. Grafter forbids them from doing it, so they do it anyway. And then they all have fun. They find this app where they can take a picture of Grafter and turn him into a hula monkey thing, basically. A hula monkey. A bit like Baloo from Jungle Book. So they all have fun doing that. And then suddenly 87% of the work's been done. So that was a really quick 65% we got through there. So Marty's like, okay, I'll show you how to play some games.
Yeah.
So they do that, which caused... Grafter's like, you can't play games. Marty kind of bows to his authority at one point.
Yeah.
But then he cuts back on himself, so Grafter just quits his job.
Yeah.
Right, I'm done now. Yeah. This kid's not obeying me. I'm going to quit.
It's all over the place.
Yep.
And then we go back up to Santa, who I presume this is one of these
trying to
alternative...
do the comedy aside, isn't he?
Yeah, one of these like alternative fitness methods, because he's now like got a VR headset on.
Yeah.
And Grafter goes up to, I think he goes up to complain about Marty, and Santa ends up chasing him around because he thinks Grafter's cake.
Yeah, so the VR headset was set up that any food, it was like augmented reality.
Yeah.
So any food you could see in the real world looked unappealing and like Play-Doh made of with spiders and stuff. But then when Grafter walked in, he looked like a big piece of cake that looked really nice.
Yeah.
So Grafter tries to...
This is like in a
Santa,
Tom and Jerry cartoon where they're really hungry and, turns into a piece of cheese or whatever.
Santa tries to eat his arm and then just chases him around the room. That's really bizarre. So then we were at 87%. Marty reveals they've now got the last final letter to check and then the work is complete. So the computer checks it and Marty notices that the computer makes a mistake.
Yes.
At this point, because it is a video footage again of CCTV footage of a kid tripping over an older man in the park. Naughty.
Yeah.
However, it turns out if you keep watching this video that the older man was a mugger who had just mugged a lady and the kid had rescued the lady's bag by tripping over the man in the park. Marty spots this.
He's like, oh shit, the algorithm's wrong.
The algorithm's wrong, but this is the last letter.
Yeah.
And I need to get home. So I'm going to ignore that.
Yeah.
So he becomes the bad guy.
How many of these mistakes were in this
Exactly.
algorithm?
So these two characters flip now because
Marty's actively hiding this. Yeah.
Yeah, and we need Grafter to come back.
Kid's not getting a present
to sort this out. Yeah, this kid's not going to get a present. He knows this. He's managed to get all of the elves addicted to technology. They're all just sitting around, just swamped in their own phones.
And they've all become human.
They've all, but haven't noticed.
Yeah, which seems like a big sort of dramatic leap to happen with about 7 minutes left in this movie.
Yeah, there's not a long left.
So everyone's sad because they don't want to be human. It's shit. They want to be elves.
Yeah. The computer says the work is now complete. Press the green button to confirm. And Marty then admits that he knows the computer is wrong and that the naughty kid got mislabeled.
Yeah.
So he flips his character back again. And then that's when they realise they've all gone human. We go to Grafter, who's packing his stuff away, and he's now like the hero that they need to come back. So he's now the good guy.
But he's like, Marty, I won't tell anyone.
Yeah. Marty asks
we can work together.
Yeah, we can work together. He asks for his forgiveness. He eventually begs him. And he doesn't. And Grafton will not come around until Marty starts crying. And then he's like, okay, let's sort this out.
And I don't know if I missed something here, because I've got noted that Grafton says to Marty, it's not the technology that's made us lose our ears.
Yes.
But then I don't think it was ever clarified to me what it was.
Was
it just that they lost the spirit of Christmas?
It was them losing the ability to be happy because technology had taken that away from them. Even though they all hated Grafter at the beginning and weren't happy in their jobs, they were still happy. But the technology had taken the ability to be happy away because the internet is bad. And that's why they'd become human, because humans are not happy because the technology has ruined them over the last 20 years. That's your message. Then they do a dance number about being happy,
which makes sense because they all
makes sense. It doesn't
relatively to this movie. It makes sense because as they are doing this dance number, their ears start to come back, presumably because they're starting to join in,
start to be happy again.
They're enjoying being happy dancing elves.
Unfortunately, they've now got to recheck all of these letters again.
Grafter's like, he's suddenly the voice of positivity.
Yeah, his character.
If we combine our traditional and technological methods, then we can still get this done.
Yeah.
Santa's got to go out the door in about 13 minutes.
20 minutes it was at this point.
We've got to just recheck all the letters from all the children in the world.
Yes, just to make sure the computer got it right.
Yeah.
In 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Santa, though, can now do his coat up.
Yes.
He has officially lost the I think it was 3 kilos he needed to lose. And Marty reveals that he's thrown away the paper copy of the naughty and nice list. You don't need that anymore because it's on the technology.
Yeah.
So Grafter sends up Speedy to Santa's office to steal his copy of it because he's a spare in Santa's office. And he doesn't forget.
No.
For some reason. He's the forgetful guy. This time he doesn't forget what he's come up there for. Marty then scans it into the computer, page by page, which would have taken more than the 20 minutes they'd got. So that they can check it twice.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a nice little line. Santa starts getting ready.
Yeah, they're loading the sleigh up.
The sleigh's getting loaded up with presents, and they finish just in time. They actually managed to get it all done. This work that was virtually impossible at the start of the film has now been done 3 times, and has still managed to get done in the time limit. So Santa says to Marty, "Run for the tunnel because the tunnel will open soon."
Yeah,
and Marty then slowly walks back up the stairs to where he came from, the portal bit.
Yeah,
and. So we go outside, we see Santa in his sleigh with all the elves. He gets given an MP3 player.
Yeah, Grafter's like, here you go.
Here's some technology.
Have this. It'll make your night go a bit quicker.
Put that on. He's ready to go. He's got some hardcore death metal playing.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
It was really loud. It was really loud because Marty comes back downstairs.
Because he's had an attack of the guilt. And he's like, because Grafter had helped him. He's like, we won't tell Santa.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. And Marty is like,
I've
got to tell him. I've got to tell Santa.
Can't lie to Santa.
The computer was wrong. And
so he does. And Marty comes down and admits everything that he's got wrong in this film. But Santa can't hear him because he's listening to his death metal.
He didn't even look at him.
Didn't even look at him. Didn't even acknowledge that he was standing in front of him.
Absolute bastard, Santa.
Because as soon as you've got music on and you can't hear somebody, as soon as you see somebody start talking, you take your earphone out.
Of course you do.
No, Santa.
No.
Santa's a ballad. Merry Christmas, everybody. Marty then goes back up to the magic tunnel. The magic tunnel opens. Grafter and Marty have a bit of a moment. And Marty then suddenly remembers, oh shit, I've sent my sister a venomous spider.
Oh yeah, that letter I wrote.
That letter I wrote at the beginning. I'm a nice guy now.
Fuck, I'm in trouble here.
I'm in trouble.
Don't want my sister dead by venomous spider.
So they then leave the magic tunnel again and run back to the sleigh. At this point, my pen ran out.
Right.
Which is really annoying. So I paused the film. There's 3 minutes left. Went to get another pen. Sat back down. Started writing notes. That pen ran out. So 2 pens ended up going across the room last night.
In the actual movie, Santa is taking off. You know how Santa works. You know how a sleigh works. You know how a reindeer works. He is bollocking in it along the ice, getting ready to take off. We then cut to Marty.
Yeah.
I would say I am being kind in saying he was ambling along.
Yeah, it's slow running. Jog.
But suddenly, slow runs so fast, he's able to catch the sleigh and jump on the back.
Yes, which he does.
The cut was just
awful.
Oh, it was something to behold, honestly.
So he starts rooting through Santa's massive sack at the back of this sleigh.
He does.
To try and find his sister's present.
I will say again, just as a reminder, all the presents for all the kids in the world are in the back of this sleigh.
Yes.
So he finds his sister's present. Third one he picks up.
Yeah. But then he falls off the back of the sleigh because Santa makes a sharp turn.
Yes, he does.
And falls off. And then he wakes up as if the whole thing's been a dream in his bedroom, still lying on his table. With no idea how he got back there, why he was asleep at the table in the same position. Because it wasn't a dream. This did genuinely happen, but somehow he's woken up back there.
Yeah, because he checks his phone and there's a selfie there.
Yeah.
From the workshop with all the elves and Santa.
So he goes downstairs. The family are already down there, already opening presents. They've not even woken this kid up on Christmas morning.
Yeah, I was like, brilliant. If this ends with his sister opening a present and she gets killed by a venomous spider,
top of the stream
this is going to be the best film I've ever seen in my life. It's going to make it all worthwhile.
What would happen on Christmas morning, right? I'm going to give you a scenario.
Yep.
You and your wife and your youngest daughter go downstairs, start opening Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Leave your oldest daughter upstairs in bed.
I would imagine that wouldn't mentally scar her forever in any way, shape or form.
She has to wake up on her own, come downstairs and find that her family have just left her and started opening presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wouldn't...
These people
their parents
all
are
deserve
shit.
each other.
So yeah, he gets downstairs just as the little girl's about to open her present, which we know is a venomous spider. Because he fell off the back of the sleigh. He didn't manage to stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
I
don't think Santa even knew he was there.
No, he didn't. Just as she opens the present, she finds a pink-eared elephant, which is what she asked for.
Yeah, so how's that happen?
How's that happen? Because he never wrote that down.
No.
He was the only one who knew that.
Yeah.
He didn't even tell Grafter that.
And the elves wouldn't know unless they've been back and checked footage, which means why would they have gone and checked the footage?
They wouldn't have.
Yeah. And did Marty not get anything? Because he never wrote a letter.
He got some gloves.
Yeah, he did get some gloves.
He got some gloves. He opened his present and he got a pair of woolly gloves.
So how the whole thing falls apart?
The whole thing.
Process doesn't
Christmas
work.
is flawed. He had mentioned to Grafter just before he left that he would wished it could snow.
Okay.
Because his sister really wanted it to snow on Christmas morning. That was her dream. He did mention that to Grafter just before he leaves. And he opens up his curtains. Well, He says to his sister, come on, let's go and throw some snowballs.
Yeah.
She's like, it hasn't snowed. And he's like, it has. I know it has. I've not opened the curtains yet.
He's taking a
I'm just
risk,
confident in Grafter loving me too much to make it.
But you see,
how has Grafter got this possible?
I don't know.
Because he's not even an elf. He's a human. Has been all the way through the film. But he's somehow managed to make it snow. And the film ends with them all standing out in the snow playing snowballs with each other.
And
Happy family.
The cuddly elephant did not turn into a venomous killing spider.
Unfortunately, there's no venomous killing spiders in this film.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
Devastated.
Look, I've had a great time talking about this movie.
Much more fun than watching it.
But this is an absolute bag of spanners, this movie.
It's laughably bad.
Yeah.
It's entertaining in the fact that it's so awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
But it's fucking hilarious to even think that it exists.
The acting is woeful. The songs are awful. It makes no sense. I mean, fuck me, it's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I was not coming out of this with festive cheer.
No, not me. Not me. The Santa guy is quite funny because he's
probably
just
the
the
best
comedy
one
aside.
in it. Yeah. Is the guy who plays Santa.
Yeah. But no, it's diabolical. That's what it is.
It's really bad.
It's really bad. The kid's all right. The
It's
guy who
not
plays Graft is
offensive
all right.
bad.
No,
It's
not at
just
all.
bad.
It's a Christmas film about the dangers of the internet
Yeah.
and the dangers of modern technology.
But you hit the nail on the head for me. The biggest problem with it is, aside from all that, no one's likable in it.
No.
Everyone's a dickhead.
Yes.
And that's a big
And you don't know
problem.
who the good guy or the bad guy is at any point. Because it's sometimes it's Grafter, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's Marty, sometimes it's not, and it's never Santa.
Yeah.
So, because he just goes with the flow with anybody.
Yeah, he's just a buffoon.
Yeah, he's just a bumbling idiot. That being said, what's the best thing about it?
It's the sets.
The sex.
The sets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. Although the CGI outside of the log Santa's workshop is awful.
Yeah.
But the inside, where it's actually practical, nice wooden room,
An actual movie set.
it's really nice.
It's quite good. I mean, having said all that, I am not disappointed I've watched this movie.
No, not at all.
Because it's just something else.
It's a musical with 3 music numbers in it.
Yeah.
One of them is an awful rap battle.
Yeah.
It's a Bulgarian Christmas holiday movie that's not even got an English translation. It's just poorly subtitled, if we're honest. There's no dub. And somehow there's no poster, there's no trailer. I scoured YouTube for a trailer. There isn't one.
Yeah. We just took a total punt on this from the randomizer.
100%.
And I love the fact that this sort of thing is there on my Netflix.
Yeah.
For me to watch.
I love the fact that people can come up to me in the street.
It's mind-boggling.
People quite regularly say to me, "Oh, there's never anything on Netflix," and I can go, "Yeah, there is. There's a Bulgarian Christmas musical on there. Go and watch that." It's about the dangers of the internet. You'll love it.
Yeah.
I love that I can do that now.
Part public service announcement
100%
for Bulgarian
I
school
love
kids.
that I've got that in my locker now. I can say that to people. It's brilliant. What would you change about it?
I mean,
Apart
just
from everything.
get some proper actors. I mean, it's a better director, better songs.
The rap battle, man. That's got to go.
That's an all-time. Honestly, it's an all-timer on bottom of the street.
Yeah, it is. It's
whatever
a potential
it is,
moment of the
4 or 5 minutes
It's a potential best moment.
is it's some of the worst stuff we've ever seen on this. It's a
As a standalone
terrible
scene.
sequence.
As a standalone scene, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's right up there with some of the worst. It's laughably bad.
Yeah.
This film is laughably
I felt
bad.
for that kid. I was like,
I did as well.
do you think that kid, like, whenever he went back to school after this was on TV, you know, he'd for months he's been bigging it up. I'm going to be a star. I'm on TV. I've got this big part in this. And then the next morning they were like, "Fuck, I felt sorry for you."
Fucking hell.
They made you do that rap battle
With an adult.
Yeah,
Terrible. Oh dear. Stream table.
sure.
Interesting one, this. Do you want me to read through what we've already got?
Okay.
Currently at the bottom of the stream is Needling a Time Stack. That's at 6. The Cleanse is at number 5. The Givers at number 4. Double World is at number 3. Nature Reborn is at number 2. And Old People is currently at the top of the stream at number 1.
I will give a small caveat. It's a Christmas movie. I don't think I expected it to be threatening
No.
the top of the stream. No. Having said that, we've had Christmas movies in series before when we're at this time of the year, and they have not been at the bottom of the stream.
No.
And I know it's early days in this season, but this is the worst film we've seen this season. And I think my gut feeling is it will take something special to beat it.
Yes, I think you're right. I think as I'm more entertained by it than I am by Needle in a Time Stack.
Yes.
But this is a dreadful film.
It's woeful.
It's woeful. And Needle in a Time Stack at least made the effort to be a film.
Yes.
Whereas this doesn't make any effort to be the whole thing is filmed like a dream sequence. It feels like a dream sequence. The first 15 minutes feels like an advert. It's filmed really weirdly all the way through. This isn't a movie. And I think you're right. It has to go at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's going to take something special to knock it off.
Yeah.
Which is fun, because I like that.
I think so. Challenge accepted. Come on, Robin, the randomizer.
It's not the worst. There's films at bottom of stream tables that are worse than this.
Oh, we've seen worse films. Yeah.
We will. I'm sure
we've
there'll
seen
be
films that aren't films.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I'm sure there'll be some films that contend it, but
it's the worst Christmas film we've seen.
Yeah,
on this show.
Yes, it is.
As a Christmas special or otherwise.
Yes, it is. Somebody else has played a wild card.
Oh, hello.
Wild card. So,
straight in there for
straight in. No,
post-Christmas.
Robin, they've given Robin a Christmas holiday.
Oh, well, there you go.
Don't need Robin for Christmas. Patreon, Sam Mulholland.
Hello, Sam.
Not only played his wild card,
okay,
he played a public wild card.
Oh, did he?
I don't think it's ever been done before.
Yeah. I know he did. I know what I'm saying, did he?
He played it in the Discord in front of everybody. He's confident. He must be confident to do that.
Yeah.
He has picked a film called Another Round.
Okay.
Another Round is from 2020, and it is Danish.
Oh, nice.
Possibly Swedish.
Okay, fine.
Maybe Dutch.
Okay, right, okay.
It depends who you believe, but the languages spoken in the film are Danish and Swedish.
Okay.
Do you want a synopsis?
Yes,
it's
please.
A comedy.
Okay.
Played a comedy. Very bravely played a comedy
on
the bottom of the stream podcast. I like it. 4 high school teachers consume alcohol on a daily basis to see how it affects their social and professional lives.
Okay.
Drunk teachers.
Okay.
Currently rated at 7.7 on IMDb.
Wow.
Massive.
Okay, that is a high rating.
Massive Danish film. Do you want to know who's in it?
Yes, please.
Because you will know some of these names.
Okay.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, I know him.
You do know him.
He's a pretty big deal.
Thomas Bo Larsen.
Yes, I'm familiar with the name.
Magnus Millang.
Okay.
I'm probably going off ones that you know now, but these people are all in it. Written and directed by Thomas Vinterberg. Great name. Yeah. Very festive name as well at this time.
Very much.
Came out in 2020. It's just under 2 hours long. So we're going to go out and watch that this week.
Sure.
And we're going to see if Sam can beat Ross's wildcard that he played last week. 2 wildcards in 3 weeks. So yeah, go out and check out Another Round. And in the meantime, check us out on Instagram, Letterboxd and Twitter. All the same username, at BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email, our email address is bottomofthestream@gmail.com. And our website is bottomofthestream.com. On the website, you'll find every episode we've ever recorded, all 7 stream tables, loads of other cool stuff, and you can even get some merch if you want to buy a Bottom of the Stream
mistletoe string.
Mistletoe string. Nice.
Is that a thing?
Nope.
It is now.
It is now. So when you've done all that, head over to Patreon, patreon.com/bottomofthestream. On there, for a couple of quid every month, you will get early access to episodes. You will get bonus episodes. You will get a newsletter that Nick writes every month. And if you come in at the top level, you get to do what Sam's just done. And you can play a wild card, which means you pick the film we watch. And we will let you know what we think of it. When you've done all of that, head over to Discord. In the Discord, you will meet a group of like-minded movie lovers who will always be there to talk to you. We chat to you. We do loads of cool stuff in the Discord. We've got a watch-along coming up this Sunday, I believe, in fact.
We do.
It will have already happened by the time this episode comes out. And loads of cool stuff happens in the Discord. The Discord link will be in the bottom of the show notes.
If you can spare a few minutes, please go and leave us a review and or a rating anywhere you can review and or rate podcasts. We're on all of those places. Podbean, Podchaser, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio. There's more. We're on them. Come find us. Leave us a rating. It really helps us and we really, really appreciate it.
We do indeed. I couldn't have said it better myself. So all that remains to be said is have a very Merry Christmas. Go and watch Smart Christmas while you've got some time off. Because why not? You might as well.
Yeah,
You just
why
listen
not?
to us talk about it for a minute.
When have you ever watched a Bulgarian musical Christmas film?
About the safety and the dangers of the
Best one I've ever seen.
Best one I've ever seen. So yeah, have a great Christmas. We're not going anywhere. We'll be back on Monday for The Wave, and we'll be back next Thursday for the movie show.
Merry Christmas!
Bye!
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!